Before the game, I spoke about the importance of a good performance, a performance that showed control of the game, not necessarily a flattering scoreline, but an efficient performance. And from where I sit, I think the Black Stars did exactly that for me. From the team selection, I think it was spot on for Milo from the start. The only thing that I was a bit worried about was the inclusion of Isahaku, not because he's not good, but I was worried about his fitness. And I think the second half form also showed that he had gassed out by the time the first 45 minutes was over. A lot of questions were raised about the starting position of Andre Ayew. But from where I sat, I thought it worked perfectly. In the first half, Ghana had complete control over the midfield. Partey and Andre Ayew's combination was working. Of course, Partey was the one dictating the tempo of the game. And Andre Ayew did his job. He stopped a couple of counter-attacking opportunities for Zimbabwe. He wasn't your usual Andre Ayew. So a lot of people watching with an average eye could easily say he wasn't doing well. But he was doing a job. In the second half, Zimbabwe reacted. They became more aggressive, pushed up their defensive line, started pressing a bit higher. And of course, when that happens, and with the pace they had up front, and with the men in midfield, of course, it was always going to give Ghana problems. But that's when coaching comes into play. And Milovan saw it. And after 60 minutes, he made that tactical substitution, brought in Baba Idrisu just to stabilize the midfield, and then pushed Partey forward. Of course, when he moved Andre to the right-hand side, I didn't like that, because we all know Andre's deficiencies when it comes to playing on the wide. He doesn't have the legs to be running up and down as he used to. Yeah. And of course, from where I sat, it worried Amate a bit at right back. There were a number of occasions where he was left alone to do defending on a 2-against-1 situation. But aside that, I thought the Black Stars were brilliant on the day. You look at the role that Kudus played, his ability to drop deep and link up with Partey and then carry the ball forward, his link-up play with Jordan Ayew in the first half, and then in the second half, the introduction of Benjamin Tete, who I thought was... He's somebody that I think we should have in our squad. He's very important. He's not your typical striker. He's not the most flashy, but he's very decent and he can do a very good job for you. When he came on, and I think Milo introduced him at the right time, where the players were a bit tired. They didn't have the legs to be running up and down. So it was a simple hit the ball to Benjamin. He can hold that play, draw players in, use his strength to bully defenders. And you saw that link up late in the second half, which almost resulted in the goal. I think Kudu should have scored it when it was a long ball. And the pressure was on him. All he did was just to chest and cushion it into the path of Kudus. And that is smart center forward play. So these are the sort of signs you want to see and the sort of touches you want to be seeing from guys who are making their debut, just to show the sort of promise that they have. On the wings, I thought Kamal Dean was okay. Frankly speaking, I wasn't too impressed with some of his decision making. And he's that sort of player. He can be erratic at times. Sometimes he can be extremely good. At other times, he can also be quite frustrating to watch. And I think in the second half, he was a bit frustrating, especially in his defensive responsibilities. Baba Rahman also did a very good job on the day. And in fact, I think both fullbacks did a very good job. And you could tell from Milo, of course, this is not the platform coach said it, but on Panorama, coach made reference to what Milo was doing during his first stint, where he sacrificed 5 attacking players, didn't allow his fullbacks to do too much overlapping, and then concentrated on the 5 attacking players. That's the right winger, left winger, number 10, and the striker, to deal, and maybe the number 8, to deal with the attacking responsibilities of the team. And we saw that yesterday. We had Kudus, Kamal Dean, Andre Ayew, and then Jordan, and later Benjamin Tete focusing on the attack. When Baba Idrisu came, he sat back, protected our back four. He didn't see too many overlapping runs from Amate and Baba Rahman. So I think it was a good display and a show of proper coaching, especially in the second half when Zimbabwe made that tactical move. The intelligence of Milo to change the midfield combination, bring in Baba and regain that control of the midfield for the Black Stars was brilliant. And of course, when Zimbabwe scored their goal, I tweeted, no worries, because I could just see that the Black Stars were calm. They knew they would get their goal. They knew they had the quality, and of course, at the end of the day, the quality came to bear. So I'm happy, first of all, because one, the team selection or the squad selection on the whole had quality players in there. You look at the fact that the likes of Alfred Duncan didn't make, of course, was excused in this team. He wasn't in the 27-man squad. Wakaso wasn't around. Yeah. But still, when you look at the starting 11, when you look at the substitutes that came off from the bench, you could tell that this is a team with quite some quality in it. You look at the last change he made when he brought on Samuel Usu, someone with so much energy, with so much skill, so much pace. And these are the sort of assets that you should have in your squad, so that as and when you can easily call them and they can come and do a job. So I think for Milo's first outing, this was brilliant. He gave a quality, efficient display, got the 3 points, showed some good signs of in-game management, which is always very important if you want to go far as a national team.